Good afternoon, or a very warm, bright and sunny day. It is Thursday, April the 11th, and I'm in the reading Nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a box to continue unboxing. On here is this, which is Sanction. This is published by Just Crunch Games and is a development of the publisher's role-playing game, the Sanction, which was a game of investigative horror set within the Tudor period, or basically late Tudor, early Stuart period, in which essentially the condemned were essentially conscripted into investigating the ultra on pain of death. And the thing is, with the Desanction, that was a development of, in part, of the Black Hack, and this is the development of the Desanction. So this is a universal rules for challenge-driven games. So credits page, I've got introduction there. Essentially, it's designed a collection for current game mechanics for one-off or serialized role-playing. It's a stripped-down, flexible, intended to be hacked to your own specific needs to meet, essentially situations where where the player characters have to overcome challenges of some kind. So we've got a solid introduction. We've got the rules and you, and that includes a section that says, "This isn't my first RPG," and that's kind of like, that's a nice addition, because a lot of role-playing games, many role-playing games, will have a section that says, "What is an RPG?" Well, you and me, we all know what a role-playing game is, and what we actually have to do is actually acknowledge that some people don't, even though in some cases they might pick up a role-playing game. The role-playing game in your hand might not actually really be the role-playing game that they pick up first. It might be, but it's unlikely in some cases, purely because it's not widely available. So essentially it is there to serve a purpose, but you kind of go, okay, I've read this, let's move on. So anyway, we have a section here on how to prepare the game, what you need, how to play it with a deck of ordinary playing cards rather than dice. And then we have a explanation of how the game works and what the rules of the game are, what resources the player character has. So the thing is, in the Black Hack and its iterations, what you have are resources. Typically, they can be arrows or torches and so on, and they're represented by a die type. So if you have a six-sided die in torches, whenever you use a torch, you light it and then you roll the six-sided die. Now, it's fine if you roll anything other than a 1 or 2. If you roll a 1 or 2, the die type steps down, and the next time you use your torches, you roll a four-sided die. And the point is that if you roll a 1 or 2 on the four-sided die, you run out of those resources. You can run out of arrows, you can run out of torches, and so on. But here they actually make those resources your actual attributes. Essentially, challenge outcome on most of the rolls of the dice. 3 or 4, it's a success. Roll a 1 or 2, the falters, and there's a consequence, as well as essentially the die type stepping down. And essentially, instead of advantage or disadvantage, you actually have step up and step down. So if the situation is advantageous to you, you step up to, say, for example, your resources is a six-sided die, you step up to an eight-sided die. If it's poorer, if it's negative, you step down to a four-sided die. It's really quite nice and simple. General rules, so we have sort of like, using abilities, know what you're doing, expertise providing an edge, using knowledge to basically open doors to other sections of the scenario to learn something, and then perhaps sort of like call to fail, which is any challenge where the die steps down below a four-sided die, but the game master proposes the character can still attempt it, essentially described as a call to fail. In those circumstances, the game master outlines the unavoidable negative outcome of attempting the task. And then we look at the possible consequences of failure, apart from the sort of like the die type stepping down in size. Then creating a character, and then we have sort of some kind of a setting with guile, incantation, and faith. So this is sort of like giving kind of like a genre pack for you with which you can create a character. So these are the particular resources, and physical, mental, willpower. Then you roll a life path, which will give you an event. And here we have life path table, and then you select abilities, randomized gear, handling consumables, and so on, and decide personal details. And this is what a character sheet looks like, filled in. Then we're sort of dealing with threats, order of play, moments. Essentially, moments are equivalent of like your beats in storytelling. Set the scene, set the goals of the scene, resolve actions, confirm actions. Really easy. Decide whether you're attacking or reacting, how to handle combat, and the consequences, and essentially rinse and repeat. Rules for healing. And that's it for the player character. Here we have the game moderators, tools, handling experience and encounters. And then we have some sample encounters, including guard dogs, beat cops, giant spiders, gooey chunk, ooze or blob or something, animated statue, and vampire. A little bit short in terms of threats, how to deal with hazards in the game, so falling, disease, poison, burning, etc. What you would expect. And then the hacker's toolbox. This is essentially the guide to how do you turn this bit into something that you want to play. So whether that's creating characters, using a life pass, throwing in unique elements, handling experience within that setting, and so on. And then we have part 2 of the settings. So this is where the game moderator is going to show you how that's created, including possible encounters. And then lastly we move on to a sample genre setup. This is by Richard August, who also wrote both of the medieval menagerie fanzines, which I really like. And this is essentially your failures. You fucked up and someone died, or some information escaped you, or someone got away who shouldn't really have done. Something went wrong, but you don't have the grace to die or to resign. And the thing about belonging to businesses, you can't really be fired. So this is a espionage role-playing game in which you play failures. Now the obvious inspiration for that is Slow Horses. It's the Slow Horses it's a television series starring Gary Oldman, and then the books that the series is based upon by Mick Herron, and they're really very good. And essentially they're about a bunch of washed up and failed spies who want to be better, but the agency won't let them. But you literally fall into that genre. That genre is really, it's kind of go, okay, essentially I wanted to be a spy, but I'm a failure. How have I washed up here? I think that's a great setup. Begging to be role played. Just how bloody useless are you? And can you redeem yourself? So you've got a complete genre pack in here. You've got a lexicon for the agency. Let's have a look. Trying to think, where are we? That's a really nice thing. And then you've got a life path for the agency. So what did you do before you failed and screwed up? And then here we have some more NPCs you can throw into the mix. So Dozing Arthur, Hound, and Spook, and they need a little bit of explanation. So an Arthur is a cover identity, so Dozing Arthur, very low level intelligence asset. And then Hound is they do the dirty work when it comes to catching and killing the people they're told to. Be careful, that doesn't include you. So they do the wet work sort of thing. And then that's it really. that is, I've got a series of prompts at the back there for the agency because it's getting started. So if someone were to come to me and say, do you want to play Sanction? I wouldn't mind playing Sanction, but if someone were to come to me and say, do you want to play the agency? Oh yes, please, very much so. So that's the Sanction, published by Just Crunch Games. Hope you've enjoyed this unboxing the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings of the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a package containing a book or game, or or role-playing game and so on, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.